The Natural Oil and Gas Suppliers Association of Nigeria has appealed to the federal government to provide emergency palliative measures for oil marketers to import fuel at 600 naira per dollar for 3 months. NOGASA said the measures became necessary due to the growing challenges of petroleum products procurement and distribution, especially with the attendant hardships resulting from increases in pump prices of premium motor spirits fuel and automotive gas oil diesel nationwide. The association made the call in Abuja in a communique at the end of its National Executive Council meeting presented by its National President Mr. Bennett Corey.
Least among the recommendation to the government are declaration of state of emergency on our refineries, provisions of subsidy palliative to marketers for importation of diesel, otherwise known as dollar palliative for 120 days before the commencement of the refinery. As I said, it will start by December, according to the government. Urgently address the repair and the demands of the bad roads network across the country. The immediate payment of all outstanding PEF. What I mean, all the PEF before the removal of subsidy. You will agree with me, we discussed this with you press. When you came to our headquarters, we discussed it, and I told you, we're having a problem of this payment. Up to now, we've not received any money. We've not been paid by PEF, by government, and it's affecting our business seriously, that some of us cannot even buy product anymore. If you look around, you'll see that there's no stations before. You can't go to any station to see food there. They've all closed business. Only few are selling. Those who that have money. Most of our members have used their money to load this product, and they promise to pay the PEF. And the money is there. We're not talking about 1 naira, we're talking about millions. And that million should be enough. At least if you pay somebody 50 million naira, at least you buy one truck of PMS or AGO to sell at the station to keep the workers on.
Similarly, Corey said depot owners had been negatively affected by the increasing cost of crude and exchange rate. Hence, many depots were deserted as their owners were unable to secure bank loans to fund their businesses due to high interest rates.
Taking positive step on forex issue to cushion the naira-dollar exchange rate. Encouraging more importation of diesel to cushion the effect of transportation. Establishment of a tax waiver for marketers as a form of cushioning the effect of high cost of foreign exchange. Again, the federal government should urgently revise to 0.25 tax against the current 0.5 maximum tax rate on total income. This is because no downstream business can survive on the current 0.5 regime by FRS.
Corey urged government to save the industry from collapse, which may result in a devastating blow to the economy because the country's success depended on the survival of the oil industry, whose critical stakeholders were negatively affected.
Finally, government should do everything to ensure the removal of everything that has to do with the challenges in the areas of importation, as well as clearing in NOGASA, NPA, authority, which is DPR that you know before, for you, and other agencies that are involved with dollars transactions for marketers. The bottlenecks are simple, killing us. Our business are dying, and the system is not helping us at all. And urgent action is highly required to save our industry from this total collapse.
Earlier, Mr. John Okekiocha, National Secretary, Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria decried ineffective governance and removal of fuel subsidy without putting adequate measures like refineries in place.
Our primary problem has been ineffective governance. Anywhere you look at the Nigerian problem is unproductive governance that has affected this country for a very long time. But we are prayerfully hoping that as far as this government in question has promised that the refineries will put in place, once you put the refineries in place, the problem of the removal of oil subsidy will grossly be reduced because the crude is there, we produce the product, and it can become far cheaper with importation of products from outside this country.
Also speaking, Mr. Billy Harry, President, Petroleum Products Retail Outlets Owners Association of Nigeria, said removal of oil subsidy should have been a stakeholders' issue involving all to sort out measures to cushion it.
Not just that we are the largest populated country in Africa, but we are the largest black country, of African origin, in the world. And as you know, Africa is mother of the earth, of the world. So as Africans, we could easily impact on the rest of the world. And that is why we thought that subsidy should go. But before subsidy goes, I believe that in our intervention meetings, we had brought out some valuable points that should be met before subsidy is removed. First, the refineries should have been working, not just depending on one private refinery that's going to be situated in Lekki, that does not have adequate crude oil pipeline to ensure continuous refining, but will depend on different methods of how crude oil can get to Lagos. But we have refineries that are already piped to the domestic crude oil consumption line that will ensure. So why do we take 7 trillion and invest it on just saying we are removing subsidy? And if I ask most of us in this room, how has the subsidy of 7 trillion impacted on your personal economy, your family, your child, your wife, your good health? You will have very little or nothing to say. So I think the position of all of us, especially Petron, was good for the whole country. But we needed to talk about this a little bit more deeply before the announcement should have been made. But however, it has been made. And it's a policy. The word of the king is law. And if the king has spoken, subsidy is gone, subsidy is gone. But we needed to quickly run back to the basis. And I don't think that it should have been a committee issue. I think it should have been a stakeholder issue where NOGASA, MOMAN, DAPMAN, Petron, IPMAN, NATO, NUPENG, NLC, the government should have sat and we look at practical things